Today we are diving into one of the most underrated pieces of gaming tech of all time, the PSP Go. I love this console. The reason I wanted to get it is just the size and the form factor of everything. It's just tiny. Like, I have kind of big hands, but that's like my palm. And then it slides out. Oh, this is just like a gamer's like dream in my opinion. Now, this is a handheld console that came out in 2009 and it promised to revolutionize the gaming handheld market. But unfortunately, this console ultimately bombed and failed every expectation that anyone had for the PSP Go. Now, in my opinion, the PSP Go was way ahead of its time, and also it was very unrivaled, even to this day, on how portable the console is. Now, I personally bought my PSP Go about 6 months ago, and I just can't put it down. It's on me at all time. It's literally my EDC gaming console. First things first, let's rewind back to 2009 when Sony first announced the PSP Go. Now, the PSP Go came out about 5 years after the initial launch of the PSP. Now, one of the things that Sony managed to do is that they took the size of the PSP and they really shrunk it down. One of the ways they managed to do that is to completely gut out the UMD drive system that was in there, and also they added a super cool, it was very much like a thing of its time, the whole like sliding factor thing. I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. So due to the redesign involving taking out that UMD drive, that meant you couldn't put physical games on this thing. The only way you were able to play games were if they were digital games. I see why people didn't want to buy this console back in 2009. The PSP Go only managed to sell about 3 to 4 million units in its lifespan. Look at the PSP, that sold 80 million units in its lifespan. It was the same console. That just kind of shows you how much people were not ready for this all digital move. Now, my reason for buying this console was because A, I never owned one, so I was like, dude, let's do it. I have adult money. I can buy what I want, you know what I mean? And then two, I'm always on the look for the best way to play video games when I'm out and about. Even if I'm doing like family stuff, I'm like going to the grocery store, I'm just killing time on the toilet. Now, one of the issues about modern handheld gaming is that every year handhelds have gone bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, I don't think this is necessarily a problem, but it really is an issue when it comes to portability. For example, I absolutely love my Nintendo Switch. It is definitely my preferred way of playing handheld games when I'm at home. But whenever it comes time for me to like leave the house and go do activities, I used to take my Switch with me when it first came out, but then I started to realize like that thing is kind of massive and it's kind of a hassle carrying it. Now, I can only imagine trying to take out my Lenovo Legion Go. That thing is a behemoth. So yes, these are handheld gaming consoles, but nowadays handheld doesn't mean portable, and that kind of blows. Okay, yes, you might be saying, yo, Kevo, dude, there's 3DSs, there's DSs, there's DS Lites, there's PSPs. Like, in reality, like, I own most of those consoles. They're just kind of really bulky. Yes, they are small, but I want something that I can just throw in my pockets and not even worry about it because I can't see it. And I feel like any one of those other consoles, whenever you do put it in your pocket, it's like the bulge is too big. I'm only trying to rock the bulge that I was born with, not some additional other stuff on my pockets. Oh my god. You can unsubscribe anytime, by the way. But in all honesty, that's just one of the things that I would love to change about the handheld gaming industry, is really just how big our consoles are getting. What is one thing that you would love to change about the handheld gaming console ecosystem market? Would you make battery life a bigger priority? Would you want bigger screens, crispier screens? Yeah, go ahead and drop down your wish list things down in the comment section below, and I really want to know what's up. Okay, so after my whole spiel about how a handheld console needs to fit in my pockets, I never carry my handheld consoles in my pocket. I actually carry all of my stuff in this Tom Talk EDC X-Pack bag. Longest name ever. I absolutely love this bag, and my PSP Go lives rent-free in one of my little pouches. I also carry like an everyday camera with me just to take photos of my daughter, my family, just document life. I also have a power brick in there. I can even fit my Switch in here. I have traveled with my Switch, Lenovo Legion Go, and that camera in this tiny bag, guys. Honestly, I kind of want to do a whole video on this bag, so if you're interested, I just asked you to comment before, but yeah, just put bag, you know, just comment that as well. And yeah, I'll probably do a video soon. Now, piggybacking on the size of the console itself, even though yes, it is super tiny, yes, it is super portable, it's kind of really uncomfortable to play for more than like an hour. If you could do like hardcore long gaming sessions on the PSP Go, but it's just so small and it's very uncomfortable that after a while, like the inside of your hands just cramp up weirdly. Now, one of the aspects that I was super pleasantly surprised with the PSP Go was definitely the battery life. The battery is about a 930 milliamp hour battery, which isn't really that big, to be completely honest, but thanks to the optimization of the software and just how the games run on the actual device itself, you can easily I've easily gone anywhere between 3 to 5 hours of just like straight gaming, and that just kind of blows my mind. Like my Lenovo Legion Go, it can't do that. It'll get like 45 minutes to like an hour and change and it dies, and that's a fat battery on that thing. Now, speaking of games for the console itself, at this point the PSP Go now falls into the retro gaming category. What does that mean? Games you want to buy for that are probably going to be very expensive, especially if you're buying them for the PSP. But since this is just an all digital thing, kind of leads us to like the biggest hurdle and problem with the PSP Go is that obtaining those digital games, it's kind of damn near impossible to do. Now, apparently you can still somewhat buy PSP games even though the store is closed, but if you do it through your PS3, you can then download it from your It's like a whole weird mess, and it's honestly like it seems like they don't want you to buy the games. That's, long story short, that's what's happening. So the $1 million question is, how do we play these awesome games now? Soft mod, homebrew, you gotta mod your PSP Go. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy a PSP Go just so you can mod it and play all the PSP games for free, but let's just say you have a stack of your old PSP games, the physical ones, just lying around. Well, I mean, if you modify your PSP Go, you can definitely download those games digitally. That way they just live on your PSP Go because you already paid for those games, so you can get them digitally as well. Or not, or you can just be a pirate, dude. I don't know. Now, one of the easier ways to do this is that after you've homebrewed your PSP Go, is that I think they released the PKGJ app, which basically it's a whole PlayStation store it was originally for the Vita, but they kind of like did it for the PSP as well. All the games that ever came out digitally for those consoles are just available there. Now, originally I was going to use this method to download the games that I've already owned physically, but I wasn't able to connect my PSP Go to my internet, so I just decided to do it through my computer. I would just find the ROMs of the games that I already own, and I would install them onto my PSP. Now, one of the problems that you might run into if you start downloading all these games is that you might start running out of internal memory space. Now, one of the ways that you can go about this to expand your storage is to buy the Sony's weird freaking proprietary M2 like little memory sticks, which you can still technically get to this day, but like they're not making new ones, so people are just selling older ones and they're going up in price like crazy. They're super expensive, and like the amount of memory they come with is like nothing. Let me put you guys on. This is what makes this whole PSP Go thing freaking amazing, is that I was able to find a micro SD adapter to PSP Go memory card thing. Basically, what you do with this cable is that you plug it into where the memory card is, and now there's this little like ribbon thing that you kind of have to fold and unscrew the back of your actual console, and then you put your SD card in the end of the adapter, and then you kind of close it up, and then you screw everything back on, and you're good to go. But once I screwed everything back onto the PSP Go, there was a bit of a bump. Now, it wasn't too noticeable, whereas like the plastic would separate from the body itself, but it just wasn't nowhere near as flush as it was before I added that little hardware modification. But yeah, if you're looking to get one of these adapters, I'm actually gonna link down the one I bought. I got it off eBay. I think it was like a little bit over $20 US. Super cheap, and one of the best little mods you can do for it, that's for sure. So there you have it, guys. The PSP Go, in my opinion, this is one of gaming's history's best devices to have ever existed. So it failed for a lot of reasons, but I think this console still holds a very special place in gaming history. So regardless, let me know if you've ever owned a PSP Go, or if you've never owned one, did this video kind of help draw a little bit of interest onto the console itself? But regardless, I would love to hear you guys' opinions on the console down in the comment section below. And also, while you are down there, don't forget to like this video, and if you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for checking out today's video, and I'll definitely catch you on the next time. Like, dude, look at this. It's like, that sound. Oh. Oh. Eh. All right, dude, I'm done.